Good morning. How are you today? Welcome to the 21st day of our 40-day series of sunrise yoga here in the Hamptons with yours truly, Sally Stryker. I'm so delighted that you're here. Let's get to it. I'm starting a little late today. Had a little technical glitch, but there you have it. Let's begin, shall we? Let's sit down, and if you would come into a seated position and take a look at which leg you unconsciously put in front and see if you can switch it out to your other one. Yes, I'm wearing pink today. I don't wear pink a lot, but I'm feeling very New York today. I grew up in Atlanta, but I live in New York now, and I like both places, but look at this. Today I'm at the Maidstone Beach. It's behind a very famous golf club out here. It's just absolutely gorgeous, and it's just an incredible sunrise. And let's settle in, shall we? Sitting up on your sit bones, really feeling it. Maybe rock forward and back a little bit. Maybe, maybe you can like rock all the way back as far as you can like this, and then push your chest forward as far as you can, just to start opening up that sternum. Because we're often like this. Let's do the opposite. Let's go both ends of the spectrum here, all the way forward, the chest open, and then all chest sunken in. All right, let's take it to the side. Take your upper body to the side. We're loosening up our spine. Maybe a little loosey-goosey twisting, rolling around, making sure your jaw is nice and relaxed. Let's come into the seated position. Remember to push that occipital bone at the back of your head up towards the sky. Push that up very high, and that's going to lengthen your windpipe, making it very nice to breathe just through the nostrils, closing the mouth, expanding the chest sideways, really letting all that air flow in. Some trick to get breathing is to actually exhale everything as much as you can, all the way down to the last little bit. And then just open your mouth and let the air flow in. That'll automatically deepen your breath. Oh, that feels so good. And we got the back of our neck lengthened. Now let's take the side body and lengthen that to begin our practice today. Put the fingertips on the hip bones, then the thumbs on the end of the rib cage, and lengthen that lower spine. That's L1 through 5. That's that lower spine. We tend to be like this all the time. Don't slump. Make sure you're sitting up very, very tall like this. Breathing through the sides of your ribs. Try not to let your shoulders come up, but keep your shoulders down, but keep this long. That isolation might be a little challenge for you at the beginning, but that's okay. Lengthen that lower spine. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Now we're going to open up the pec minor right here, and we're going to take our thumbs, we're going to put it like this, where the back of our knuckles are on the ground, and then we're just going to point the thumbs back, 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 opening up that back. Don't move the shoulders. Don't let your shoulders, don't pinch your back either. A lot of people think that good posture is pinching your back. I know they say shoulders back, but what they should say is shoulders wide. It should be down and wide. That's how you should think of your shoulders. Pushing the thumbs back. Make sure that you're not holding any tension in your neck or your tongue or your jaw or anything like that. And then go ahead and keep your shoulders where they are, and then turn the palms to face the ground. Look at that. Does it feel a little strange? Like, maybe you're not used to holding your shoulders like this. Maybe you're used to being a little slumped forward. But this is where they should be. Let's do that again. We're going to just take your thumb and go back and forth. You see how my humerus, this is this arm bone here, it's just rotating in the socket. I'm not moving the shoulder around. Don't move your shoulder around. Just rotate your humerus in the socket. And that's what's going to be a good position if you do weights. You want to make sure your shoulders, you don't want to do your weights with your shoulders in funky positions. You want them to be firmly rooted in the back, okay? So pushing those thumbs back, opening up the pec minor, and letting the palms come down towards the ground. See if you can keep the shoulders there and bring the hands to the knees. Lengthening the back of the neck, lengthening the lower spine. A lot to think about, isn't it? Yeah, maybe it'll take your mind off the chatter in your head, right? That's what we're doing actually with yoga, is we're giving the chatter in our head, or the monkey mind they call it. I call it giving him a banana. He's over there, he's like, all right, but I will be back. He's eating the banana, but he'll be back. For just 30 minutes, we're gonna let the monkey go. Closing the eyes now, making sure those shoulders are nice, good in nice position, and bring the hands into the Namaskara Mudra, or the prayer position. Inhaling deeply through the nostrils. And let's take a moment to invite some silence into our lives. And rubbing the hands together vigorously, heating up the palms. Bring the warm palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils with a very tall spine, long lower spine, shoulders rooted in the back. And open the eyes behind the palms. Circle the eyes to the right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils. Open the eyes again behind the palms. This time we're going to circle the eyes to the left. 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the eyes, relax the eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils and gently let the hands come down and open the eyes. We made it here. Let's do a little twist to the right. What we're going to do is we're going to do a progression. We're going to start with their belly button. Don't let the hips move. Just start with the belly button, then the lower ribs, then the upper ribs, then the shoulders, then the neck, then the head, then the eyes. We're going to hold in that right corner. Hold your eyes in the right corner, holding them there. Inhaling deeply, trying not to, if you need to, just melt down and rebuild the pose. Don't have any excess tension. There should be maybe a little tension between your hand and your knee. And then the twist in your body. That should feel very nice. Holding the eyes in that corner. And then we're going to come back the same way. So we're going to start with the belly button. Then we're going to have the lower rib cage. Then the upper rib cage. Keep your eyes in that right corner. Shoulders, neck, eyes in the right corner to the last minute, head and eyes. Isn't that fun to do it that way? That's kind of dancey. You know, we used to do things with our imagination. We didn't really understand, you know, that we were activating our fascia or whatever it was. We just made the shapes and they seemed to work and we didn't get injured if we did them the right way. Let's do it onto the other side. So we're going to start with the belly button, then the lower ribs, then the upper ribs, then the shoulders, then the neck, then the head, and then bring your eyes into that left corner, holding the eyes there, triggering our vagus nerve. Holding the eyes there. And coming back with the tummy first, belly button, lower rib cage. Keep your eyes in that left corner. Shoulders, neck, head, eyes. Okay, fantastic. And rock your legs so you're loosening up that hip joint in there. Pink. I don't know really wear pink. I don't always in colors, you know. My friend Richa gave me this mala beads, these things. I get them when I go to India. My friend Richa gave it to me. Not today. Year. I was in India in March. And just come forward, leaning over your legs. You can just let your head relax. Now, you might be here. That's okay. Just be right where you are. You might be way on the ground because you did gymnastics when you were a kid or you were a dancer like me. So just enjoy really stretching the back of your legs. Do like that. Don't let that happen. All right, that feels really good. Let's go to the... That it really wants to roll forward like this. Really relaxing over the legs. Into straight in front. Okay, now see if I go. Now very tall. Make sure that your toes, crunch the toes, flex the toes, crunch the toes. Now point the foot. Now lengthen those toes. See how I'm not crunching the toes. I'm lengthening. Lengthen those toes. Flex the toes. Lengthen the toes. Flex. Lengthen the toes, flex the toes, lengthen the toes. A couple of fishermen out here. They like the striped bass. I think they're right in the waves here. I mean, are you kidding me? And people see whales here. The foot, crunch the toes, point the foot, flex the toes, flex the foot. Let's circle 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, they tell me that all these fish are just all along Long Island. This is one of the greatest fishing grounds in the United States. Is right here in Long Island. We've got amazing stuff, especially in Montauk, because there's this big Long Island Sound and then the ocean, and they're coming together, and there's like the Peconic Bay, and all of this comes together, and the fish are just swirling around and into all fours. Yeah, I was telling a friend one time I was down in the Caribbean, and I was having a drink, and I saw like all of a sudden these fish just jump out of the water, like a whole group of them, and I was like, oh, look how happy the fish are. She goes, they're not happy. They're being chased. I'm like, yeah, the ocean is carnivorous. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you ever just put a piece of food down in the ocean? It is stripped clean in seconds. The fish are just ravenous. All right, let's come into this position, and we're going to arch our spines up into the cat, and then we're going to let our spine sink down into the cow as we inhale. And we're going to arch up and exhale as we do the cat. Inhale as we do the cow. I kind of think this looks like an old horse. And to the cat, to the exhale, inhale to the cow, and come to a flat back. And now what we're going to do is we're going to curl the toes under, we're going to lift the knees up just a little bit off the mat, just to start firing up our centers. Holding it there, smile on the face, keep all the action where it needs to be. Make sure your fingertips are nice and active. Let's put the knees down, and then you're going to push back into a child's pose just for a moment, stretching that lower spine. Coming back up onto all fours, curl the toes under. Let's do it again. We're going to lift the knees up. This time we're going to push back into a bent leg down dog. Now, I like to always start with a bent leg down dog. You know why? Because then we focus on lengthening the spine. I'm thinking of my hips all the way to my head to my hands. That's one big long line. I'm not really worried about my legs right now. Then I'm going to add the legs. Add the legs after you got the spine. Because the spine is the most important thing, then the legs. And if you can try to put your heels down. You might need to put a couple of blocks under your heels. Do what you need to do, or a rolled up towel, that works too. Whatever you need to do. But see if you can get your heels on the ground, then see if you can lift your toes. Lifting your toes, putting all the weight into that triangle of your foot, walking forward, hanging over the legs, letting everything go. Say yes, no with your head. Dangle there. Just really enjoying that stretch. Isn't that wonderful? And the body will slowly cooperate. Yeah, some people, they really think that they need to have pain for gain. I don't agree with that. I think the body starts to brace itself, and that's how you get hurt, because you're going beyond what your body wants to do, and that's pretty much the ego. Come rolling all the way up. Let me change the angle. Yeah, if you get hurt in a yoga class, that's ridiculous, because that's really your ego, my friend. Don't do that. Don't push your body beyond what it wants to do, especially as you're older, because, we're not as, we don't spring back as fast as the youngins. So you got to make sure that you're very kind to your body at all times, especially as you're getting older. I don't do things I don't want to do. I go into the hot yoga. Sometimes I'm just like, ugh. And I just lie down on my mat and I breathe, because it's too hot in there. Oh well, I do what I need to do for me. Oh, I was going to stand up. Why did I go down to the ground? Okay, let's do our sun salutation, shall we? So we're going to come to the top of the mat. Oh, I can't believe this morning. This is absolutely spectacular. All right. Bonjour, mes amis français. Buenos dias, amigos. Hey, good morning. Guten Morgen, meine Freundin. Yeah, okay, I think that's all the ones I know. Dzień dobry, I think that's good morning. I'm not sure. Konnichiwa. All right, let's go. Inhale, bringing the arms up to the sky. Arch back if you want to. And then come forward over the legs, dangle there. Hands on the shins, arching up, looking up on the inhale. Exhale, hands on the mat. step back into your plank and lower yourself all the way down. Or you can put your knees down if you need to. Coming up into the cobra, holding onto your tummy. Really pull your tummy in. Make sure those elbows are in next to your side. Don't let them be out to the side. Elbows are hugging the rib cage. Curl the toes under. Push back into your down dog. 2 breaths here. 1, 2. Walking forward towards the hands. Hanging over the legs and then coming, stretching the hands onto the shins, arching up. Exhaling forward. Inhale all the way up. Ooh, to the sky. Ooh, slipping a little. That's so good for balance. And coming back into the Namaskara Mudra. I'm actually doing a sun salutation right here towards the sun at the beach. You know, they say the morning sun is supposed to be so good for vitamin. So I think I'm getting a lot of it during this series. All right, let's do another round. You ready? Inhaling deeply through the nostrils, lengthening through the spine. Don't forget about that even when you're standing up. Lengthen through the spine. And when you do that, you're going to notice that your hips subtly lengthen like this. The back will lengthen. So when somebody says to lengthen your spine, really it's a tummy thing. Lift your tummy. All right? Standing with the fingers pointing towards the ground. Tummy lifted. Feet firmly on the ground. Here we go on the inhale. All the way up to the sky. Exhale, falling forward. Inhale, hands on the shin, arching up. Exhale, hands on the mat. Step back into your plank, lower all the way down on the exhale. That's one big exhale, isn't it? Inhale all the way up to cobra. Elbows in, tummy tight. Curl the toes under, push back into down dog. Hold here for 2 breaths. 1, 2. Inhale as you walk forward. Hands on the shins on the inhale. That's one big long inhale. All forward. Inhale all the way up to the sky. And come back into Namaskara Mudra. Let's do our balancing, shall we? You're going to come onto the left leg. And you're going to lift up your right leg. And then just see if you can sort of like balance with that other leg moving around. So this is kind of a moving balance. There's a still balance. Now, if you want to hold on to a wall or a cane or some sort of dowel rod, you can do that. Don't worry about that. Moving the leg around. That's a moving balance. Then there's the loosey-goosey balance. That's, I think, what you see like skateboarders and all these guys, they're so good at that. Let's go on the other side. Same thing. You're going to come onto the right leg now. Lifting up the left foot. Balancing there. A lot of activity on this beach. We got a guy coming on his truck now. Fisherman. Morning. And then see if you can balance still. Moving. And then loosey-goosey. You just let your whole body go. And once you do the loosey-goosey, I think that's the hardest one. Don't you agree? And that's the one where you just have to trust that your body, and you're really feeling your fascia when you do that. Because when you do something with your body, the rest of the body reacts. No matter what you do, if part of your body moves. And that's why posture is so important. If you let your head go like this, look what happens to your shoulders. And you're doing this. So it's very important to keep the back of the head nice and long. Okay? Keep the back of the head. You could start with that occipital bone. Just push that up towards the ceiling. That's a very easy thing to do. Just pushing that occipital bone, lengthening the side of the body here. That's going to give you a nice length in your back too. You lengthen the side here. And then we're going to do what we did on the ground, all right? And this is going to be to open the shoulders. Stick your thumb out. Make sure your fingers are folded in like you're hitching a ride, okay? And then again, don't pinch your like this. Just let your arm, the humerus, rotate in that arm socket. That's what we want to do. Feel that? See how simple that is? Just rotating the humerus in the arm socket. That's what we're doing. Now push the thumb back as far as it'll go. Now there's a point that it's going to stop. That is your fascia. That's as far as you can go. And that's about as far as I can go. Remember that song? Oklahoma. That's an old one. Okay, pushing the thumb back. Now keeping the shoulders very quiet. Turn the palms to face the thighs. That's where your shoulders should be. And you can sort of swing your arms in this position and imagine that you're walking. Feels different. It used to be like here, right? Once you're here, it's such a different presentation. Look at the difference between this and this. It's a big, big difference. It's how you're presenting yourself to the world. If you're like this, it's like, oh, nothing's going to work out. If you're like here, you're like, oh yes, I'm the best. Everyone else is lower than me. But if you're like this, you seem to be neutral and approachable. So I invite you to do this every morning and to reset your shoulders in that way. Let's come back onto the balance. Since we've done that, let's come onto that left leg. You're gonna lift up your right leg and come into your tree pose. Bringing the hands into Namaskar Mudra. Find a drishti point. That's what you're looking at. Lengthen the back of the neck, lengthen the spine. With control, lower right leg. Okay, left side, here we go. Same thing. Come onto that right leg. You're going to lift your left foot up. You can be here if you want to, you can be here. All of this is tree pose. So you do you. That's the whole point of yoga, just you unfolding like a beautiful flower. Find your drishti point. Lengthen the back of the neck. Lengthen the sides of the spine. Shoulders down, rooted. And with control, lift that left knee. Can you down, up? Can you do it? Can you go up and down? Down like a marionette. Isn't that cute? All right, let's come down to the ground. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of vitamin D, I think, doing this. Kind of fun. You know, I've lived out here for almost 20 years, and have I come to the beach every morning? No, like an idiot. No. It's so spectacular. I'm really enjoying watching the sunrise. We're in such a gorgeous spot, and you know, when you put your body first, it's just 30 minutes every day. I'm just, if you would, leave some comments and let me know if this is changing your life in any way, because I just think there's something magical about yoga. I don't know what it is. I'm a Westerner. I'm an Occidental doing an Oriental form. So they're Eastern, I'm Western, and I didn't grow up with this. But there's some sort of deep stuff going on when you trigger these things in the body, and maybe it's opening fascial channels that these rascals intuited, these guys in the Indus Valley so many years ago. There's something profound about yoga, and the thing is, it can seep in, start as an exercise, and then it slowly becomes like a lifestyle. The serenity in it, and you know, it's not a religion, and I think some people might think that some of the chants that we say at the beginning are some sort of religious stuff, but it's really not. It's sort of like, thank you, sun, for providing the warmth, you know, and all the sages that have come before. I mean, that's kind of like what these chants say. Let's come into Namaskar Mudra and really breathe deeply through our nostrils. And exhale through the nostrils, lengthen the back of the neck. We're coming back to where we were in the beginning. Let's start to feel that serenity and that silence within. Slight smile on the lips, lifting the corners of the eyes. Let's greet the day with a smile. Let's see if that affects what happens in our day, because we're smiling. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Feel that suspension before you have to exhale. Really enjoy that. And then exhale, and then there's going to be a suspension before the body triggers the next breath again. So here we go. We're going to inhale. Feel the suspension. Exhale when you're ready. You do your breath. Inhale. Enjoy the suspension. Exhale. Enjoy the suspension again. And slowly open your eyes. It's nice to stop and breathe, and those are kinds of things we can do if you feel like you're upset. Now, a lot of things that we do in yoga, it's actually an outside-in experience as well as an inside-out. But as we're doing these outside-in, you might see when you come into this posture that you might feel very vulnerable or exposed. There might be an emotional component to that. So as you're opening your shoulders, as you're experiencing more serenity and stretch, you may feel the dynamic of your relationships with other people changing. As you come into your perfect posture, maybe they were used to you being like this and you being the low one. And you find yourself like when you stand like this, there's some sort of unspoken friction because now you're in your power and you may not like that. But you be in your power and then just see how it affects everything. You got to also step into that and let go of any sort of victim mentality or, you know, they're to blame. Now you're taking full responsibility also. So that's part of that posture, is that self-acceptance and coming into your power. Let's bring our hands into Namaskar Mudra. Gosh, I can't believe 30 minutes went by so fast. All right, we're going to inhale deeply through the nostrils. I invite you to acknowledge yourself because you've just created an undeniable demonstration of your love for your health and your body. And guess what? When you take care of yourself, you got plenty left over to help other people. You got to take care of yourself first. Congratulations for taking 30 minutes this morning to set yourself up for the day. Rubbing the hands together vigorously, heating up the palms. Bring the palms over the closed eyes. Inhale deeply through the nostrils. Exhale deeply through the nostrils. Inhale one more time through the nostrils. Exhale and let the hands come down. Let's thank right arm. Thank you so much, right arm. I love you. Left arm, you're so good to me. Oh, you got some sand on your left arm. Thank you. Yes, it was bothering me. Okay. And left and both legs and the feet. They get me where I want to go. I really appreciate you, feet. And internal organs, squishing, doing whatever you're doing. Lungs, heart, neck, voice, head, face, eyes, ears. Boy, got the whole package. It's so amazing. And just remember, all the problems of the world are right here in this coconut. It's up to you. You're in charge of your coconut. Use your coconut wisely. Namaste. Thank you so much. And we're halfway now. We're beyond halfway because this is 21. Tomorrow's going to be day 22, 6:30 in the morning. I will see you at, let's see, this is Maidstone. So the next one, I think, is 2 Mile Hollow. 2 Mile Hollow Beach in East Hampton. So I'll see you from there tomorrow. Namaste. Have a great day.